talk about the concept and idea I came up with many years ago, but started to revisit a couple months ago. It's called singles yoga. We talked about dating as being probably the second biggest search or field in the internet. Health and wellness and yoga is probably another extremely big market. So the idea for singles yoga is really to develop a social network and focus on building an online community. Much like you see Facebook or LinkedIn, singles yoga is pretty much going to be the same concept of a social networking, but for people that are single, in a relationship, but are also into health and wellness, and possibly connecting the two. So obviously the target markets and the customers, why what we're looking at is obviously people that are into health and wellness, but traditional dating sites may not work. Most dating sites don't incorporate a social networking component to their sites, so we've already done that with singles yoga. Outside of bars and stuff, people are looking for a change. It's just maybe what's going on in today's world is not working for them. They're looking for improvements in their own life, maybe an alternative lifestyle. So that's what we're trying to focus with at singles yoga. Current solutions and what the competition offers. Again, there's hundreds of dating sites out there, but not a lot of them incorporate social networking like a Facebook would. And then there's other kind of yoga related, health and wellness related sites. I've gone through many of them, but they really don't do what we're looking to do at singles yoga, and that is really to build an online community with a social networking component. But it's not just online. What we are actually doing is incorporating real life events, workshops, travel getaways, offering kind of the gamut for it. And I actually kind of covered this slide already. It's offering other opportunities. So again, like real events, working with yoga studios, working with retreats and vacation travel partners, and offering essentially services with them for a community that we build online. And then eventually, we can incorporate online university, goal setting, mentoring programs, could also relationship coaching. It's really, if you're part of a community, let's say in the Toronto community, we can maybe help people connect with experts in the field that are in the local community as well. We just bring it together online. On the site already, you have a lot of features, what you'd see with Facebook, so you can create a profile, add pictures, invite people to become friends, join groups, you can upload videos, YouTube videos if you want to connect to that. You get friends feeds, it's already available to connect to other social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook. What's going to be a little bit different than what we're trying to do with singles yoga versus like the bigger social networks like Facebook is we have the ability to create an extensive online video library, but online university kind of goal setting. So it's not just a way for people to hook up or meet people, but it's a mentoring program as well. So here's just a couple of screen caps of the site already. You get menus, and then you get your little profile. You can see members, up and coming events, photos, groups. That's already there. Overhead business is really low cost online business. There's nothing really there. The site's already developed. Obviously there's maintenance, ongoing improvements, other features we'd like to add, marketing budgets, and we just launched the site a couple of weeks ago, so it's in a beta and testing mode more and stuff like that. But ideally it can really go into anything, revenue streams. Your typical, it's going to be free for everyone to register and use, but advertising income, income from partnerships with studios, travel getaways, essentially affiliate marketing we can look at, eventually an online sales and stuff, so e-commerce. The business, just my background, I've got 20 years in internet experience, 10 years doing multimedia and web development. partnered with Macromedia back in the day, and with Macromedia, I developed online university.
Needs to close now.
Close it. And so the business model is really to create partnerships and work with existing people in the industry.
Yeah, John.
So I'm a bit curious as to why there couldn't be a very powerful substitute, which would be just a Google Plus or a Facebook or some other kind of site that does 80% of what you do, but could sap off some of your customers. And one of the things that I didn't see was what percentage of the public identify with yoga, even if they may do yoga, that they identify with yoga enough that that becomes their sort of sovereign social network site. And therefore, if you got 5, 10, 15, 20% of that market, which would be aggressive, does that actually have enough people in it to earn the advertising and other partnership revenue that you talk about?
It's not just yoga, it's generally health and wellness, so we can, Ayurveda, natural sciences. So anyone who's into health and wellness, yoga, improving their life is really the target market. The singles is a niche market. I have another website and domain called Healthy Yoga Living. So again, that would be for everyone else probably.
I think the yoga in the site name is going to subset your market, and as opposed to wellness or some other more generic term.
Okay.
But anyway, those are my comments.
Yeah, I didn't really, I mean, it looks like first impression is kind of a mashup of Facebook and eHarmony. And I don't see why any of the sort of established dating sites or social networking sites couldn't largely duplicate what you're trying to do as simply a feature.
They could, but eHarmony, I guess the niche would be that we're trying to
The other comment that again, $50,000 is a meaningless number. You can't run a business on that. You can't do any marketing on that. If you're going to push an advertising model, you need to have lots and lots and lots of eyeballs, and that takes a big marketing push to get those eyeballs. So, and by the way, you've got the cost of running the business in the meantime. Presumably, you have to pay somebody. You'd probably like to get a few dollars in your pocket. So, again, $50,000 just says you don't have a viable business model, because you can't run a business for even several multiples of that.
Just at a very high level. Okay, so overall, the opening, I was a bit confused. I think you mentioned words like alternative lifestyles for singles, but maybe people in a relationship too. Kind of wondering what you meant by that. Is this for people who are like swingers, or overall, the structure of the presentation it does need to change. Way too many words. You can just follow best practices, perhaps 6 to 6 slides. You cannot put up like a Word document into that, so I think that needs to change. I also thought, kind of folks are mentioning like Facebook or whatever, but there's also meetup.com. This should not be a meetup.com kind of yoga section on their website. And then just to echo the comments that are made on costs. When we say costs to run the site, I mean, it's the cost to run the business, which includes your labor and potentially office space or whatever as well. Chad?
Yeah. I just wanted to echo 2 points that were made by Eric and Haroon, because they're very important. A, drop 99% of the words you had up there.
Yeah.
Just focus on your message. B, what I took out of your ask is you're trying to rebuild Facebook with $50,000. That's what I understood, right? And your credibility just is gone. Don't be shy about asking for $1 million or $2 million if you believe in your business. I mean, this is a point that Eric's been saying. I just want to focus it because I see a lot of entrepreneurs as well. They're like ashamed of asking for money. Why are you asking investors for money? It's not just for you. Why are you asking investors for money?
Business.
To build a business. And what are you going to give in return?
Profit sharing.
Yeah. What? No, not profit sharing. But you're going to make them some money, right? No matter the mechanism.
Sure.
So don't be shy of asking for more money as long as you believe and you can demonstrate that you're going to give them a good return on their investment. And 50K, like Eric said, it throws your credibility out of the window when you're asking for 50,000 to rebuild something like Facebook. But that's
Okay.